Next question. How accurate is the weight written on plates? I've been going to 24 for the last few months, but I finally finished my home gym and I'm working out there. Suddenly, everything feels harder and I'm failing most exercises. I'm assuming the weights are different in the gym, right?
Yeah. So what they're talking about when they talk about plates, they're talking about like, have these things actually been like evaluated or like assayed for like, if it says 45 pounds on the weight plate, does it actually weigh 45 pounds? I love this question.
That's a very good question. I've never heard that question posed before. So
yes. Yeah.
So this is something I learned very, very early by the bodybuilders that were in the gym that I was working out in as a young guy. You know, they were very particular about the 45-pound plates they were putting on the bar. Like when they were doing bench press or rows or squatting, like they would literally kind of go fishing through the gym to find, because plates would be, you know,
back in the old days,
moved around from different places. And back in the day, like there was a company called Ivanco. I think they may still be around. And Iron Grip was also still around. You kind of see these things. Anyway, the point of this is they were very particular, and I was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" You know. And they're like, well, if you think that 45-pound plate weighs just the same as much as that 45-pound plate, go over there and put them both on the scale over there separately and tell me what you find out. And I did it. I was like, I never thought of this, right? I never thought I was to put it over there. We did this, like once we got started, we're like, holy shit, let's do another one. Like the variance was like up to 2.5 pounds in some cases. So that's pretty significant. A 2.5 pound variance is pretty significant. Like if you're just going meathead style and you're going in there and you're just going for it, maybe it doesn't fucking matter. But if you're really being calculated about your training program and making sure that you're accurately tracking and accurately looking for progressive overload, and you know, like if your goal is to be a competitive weightlifter or power lifter, this shit matters, right? It matters a lot. So no, they don't all weigh the same, and there are factors that go into this, and there are ways to avoid this. But if you're going to like a 24-hour fitness or like a mainstream gym, chances are you're not getting anything that's been calibrated. You're just getting what came off the assembly line. And when it comes off the assembly line, it's usually some raw material that goes into this, right? Or variations of raw material. You get this plate, it's typically casted, right? So that means they pour it into a form, right? And then they punch it out from there. And then it's polished or put into like some type of a tumble to knock off the hard edges or whatever. And then it's finished. Maybe it's coated with rubber, maybe it's coated with powder coat or paint or whatever. Every step of that process matters in terms of the ultimate weight at the end. No, they're not all going to weigh the same. And so, you know, should you be worried about that? I don't know. Like, should that prevent you from going to the gym or having a talk with the manager?
An average individual looking for general health and wellness?
I don't know, but I appreciate the question. Ways to avoid that? If you move more over to the weightlifting or the powerlifting side of the house, right? That, or the genre, if you will. This is when the shit matters. And there are companies out there that go through a painstaking process and will nearly guarantee you that the weights that you're getting have been calibrated and are weighted appropriately. Companies like Alico, companies like Workson, those are companies that they have their mainstream plates that they don't put that much time into, that much process into, and then they have the ones that, you know, are calibrated for competition. And so if it's that important to you, you can't get them. Obviously,
it's going to cost more.
Yeah, it's going to cost more. So when you walk into gyms and you see like, and again, just because you see the name or the stamp Alico on a plate doesn't mean that 20 kilo Alico plate weighs the same as the other 20 kilo Alico plate. There are specific models and that they spend a lot more time calibrating. So that's a good question. That's a really good question. But at the same time, it's like, how important is that to you? If you're weightlifting or powerlifting and you're going to go into competition, shit matters. Otherwise, I wouldn't worry about it.